What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be doing a band that asked me to review their music. Their band's called Static Authority, which is a really awesome name. They have two songs on Spotify and YouTube right now. They're called Remote Viewer Demo. Probably a demo version of the song, I would assume, and Stop. So this is posted in my System of a Down reactions. Not sure which video it was, trying to remember top of my head, but I think they're fans. Maybe the genre will be pretty similar in that context. Also, before we start, I will be doing an Angels and Airwaves album and a System of a Down album. So I'm just going to review this like a normal track, or tracks, that review these two, and just give a little bit more feedback than I typically will. And I could score this, but I don't want to be too harsh. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be overly critical, but I will point out things if there's things that I think can be improved on. But you never know. Just because someone is smaller or just starting does not mean anything, because a lot of bands start out like this. So always cool to look at. We're going to start with Stop right now. Okay. Nice. I'm gonna try to zerb a little bit and then comment more after. Okay, this sounds really good actually. Production is a little bit boxed in. It's definitely not bad enough where it's affecting the song though, so that's good. Nice. I like the energy coming off of this. I really like this actually. I'm impressed. Ooh. Wow, actually that's very good first track. So let's start with the vocals. So I actually like the singing style they're going for here. However, I'm not sure which one is their lead singer, but the vocal, it's very aggressive. It's going for this really in your face type feel, but in terms of pitch and like there's still enough of that voice in there where it's very balanced actually in a way that still comes through really good. The instrumental was really awesome, actually, for this. I thought the drums were really put together. Again, the production was a little bit boxed in, but that's definitely being limited, and that's something that will improve over time. But in terms of the mixing outside of that, it was actually not bad. I feel like each instrument, but the only problem I had with this mix is that the vocals sat too much in the back for me. I feel like the vocals were brought more in the front where you could actually hear them a little clearer. That would have actually helped. But outside of that, I really like that track. And only a 4K approximately views. That's not much at all. This is definitely, I like this song a lot, actually. I came into here, most bands, if you coming into this, I would expect something, you have some promising things, and a lot of things would still, though, lack, or it would be like partially there. But this song, actually, there was a lot of cool things. I do hear some System of a Down type stuff, I also hear some other bands in that genre. I hear some other influences, which is really nice. I thought there was good contrast. Yeah, really good song, actually. I'm impressed. They have now Remote Viewer, which is actually, that's approximately 7 times to 8 times more views than this one. It's a demo track, I believe. So I don't think they would intend putting demo in their name of the track. Let's go to their actually first track, their biggest one out of the two. Vocals are a little better mixed in this one. A little closer. This is produced a little bit better than the last one. I do like the way the lyrics are in this. Lyrics aren't dry, there's more to them than just the surface level. He has good energy, the singer. This is a cool part. It's very contrasting. This is more sophisticated than most bands would start off as. It's a good balance. Definitely stretching the vocals, which is not always a bad thing. Cool effects. Nice. Using the balance. Oh, geez, that was a strong ending. Okay, so we're back. I had to do something quickly. Let's talk about those two tracks, Stop and the other one. If I remember stuff better. Let's talk about the last two tracks, Remote Viewer and Stop, which both were really good. One was a little bit longer than the other one. But both were definitely good tracks. First, let's start off with that. It definitely exceeded my expectation as a... I'm not sure if I think these are just the two releases on Spotify and YouTube. I'll link those channels in descriptions. This is a band that I would have to say is going to do more than this. This is not a band that I would assume that would just die out, as long as they keep going, because there's creativity in here. So let's start off with the bad things first. They're not too bad, but let's start off with the negative things, and then let's go to the positives. There's a lot more positives than the negatives. And first one, again, the production, it was a little bit boxed in the Stop, and I feel like Remote Viewer did a little bit better of that. I still think there were some mixing things they could have did better, but it wasn't badly mixed. There were some really cool elements too. It wasn't like all bad. It was just some stuff that I think it's limited, maybe the equipment, or I'm not sure exactly what the scenario is with this one, but The only another thing, I think the two tracks, which is not again, this is not a huge problem because many actually really good bands have done this. A lot of my favorite bands had albums where the tracks kind of blend into each other. They're a little bit similar in the way, and I think the two tracks are a little bit similar in certain aspects. I almost thought when I first turned on Remote Viewer that I'm like, wait, is this the same track? It did change though, so that again, it kind of didn't keep the same thing, which was good. That's a good sign. The last thing I would say, and this is again the mixing, the vocals could have been brought a little bit more in front, more in stop, but still I think in both. Like if it was brought more, not only is it to hear better to hear the lyrics, but I think it would work better if you listen to more mainstream. Like I'm sure they do, but the vocals are a little bit set better in the mix, and if the vocals were set better in these, I think that could definitely help. Instrumentation and sound, I definitely like that. These are going to be more positives now. So the singing, I really like the singing style. I think there was a point where the voice was a little bit too stretched up there, but most of the time, and even in that section, I felt like it was still pretty strong, and I definitely like the potential of that. There was really good guitar playing in there. The drumming was really good, and I thought the drumming actually was mixed pretty well in the piece. I liked the use of surrounds and how they didn't stick to like one sound the whole time. And this is surprising me. I did not go into this, thinking that it's very not an everyday thing that a band that, only has between their two songs about 26,000 plays is going to put something out with this quality, because it's hard because not many bands have the capability of that. So if I understand, like, not many bands are going to have the ability that these guys do, because these exceeded my expectations. And not many people, just looking around, not in my area and throughout different places, like, not many people actually put out quality stuff. This is still very quality, and there's a lot of potential for this band. There is something that I would love to see is the growth throughout this. I'd be happy to do more of this stuff. Like, this band is, if they release more stuff, I'm going to react to it. If you guys are watching this video, just let me know if you guys have any new stuff, and I'll definitely react to it. This is awesome. I definitely like the meaning. I actually looked up the lyrics to one of their songs, and I really like what they're going for with this. It reminds me of System of a Down and the way they talk about stuff. The name, everything about it is really good, and it has a deeper meaning than most music, which is really good. I think it's good to attack some problems. I really hope that this band keeps pushing and releases more stuff and gets out there. I think there were some good things they could do, but just, you guys have to keep releasing and promoting, and you can't stop. That's what holds most bands back. So if you have something good like this, I'm going to say this, you're going to be there one day. You just have to keep pushing. They're definitely already did some stuff with promoting. You're not going to get 22+K views on a song without doing some stuff. So that's good that they started. I would definitely extend your YouTube fan base a little bit. Try to talk with more people. I'm sure you already did that. You already commented my video. That's a good thing. I'm really glad too. Let's give scores, because I feel actually comfortable to give scores, because I don't have to flame this band at all, because I actually really liked it. So I'm going to give two separate scores, because obviously there were some limitations, I feel like, with the production. I'm going to ignore that. So this is different from my other two bands. I'm going to ignore the problems. The vocals are different than how they set. I will judge that, but not the sound quality. I feel like that was a production thing. So I'm just going to combine both songs and give it a solid I'm just gonna give it a solid 8. I actually really enjoyed those two songs. Like, there's no bias intended into this, and this is not to hype them up or anything. This is just my true feelings. I actually thought this was a bit more fitting than me than listening to System of a Down. A little bit with the sound. There was still some things, but I really liked what they did. I thought the sound was more fitting, at least, the style. And I really liked it. It had a good energy to it, and it wasn't an energy that I felt like was just completely not for me. It felt more inclined to bands I know, and I really like that. It's a not it has that feeling of, you know, is System of a Down, but it feels like that. It reminds me of that, but it also reminds me of something. And I know this is a weird comparison, maybe a little bit, but I do get some feeling of a Linkin Park vibes from this, or bands in that time frame with System of a Down. I really like that. It feels still modernized enough where you can still do some stuff. The only thing that I want to add before I leave this is that there is so many things, you know, you can go from this as a songwriter, as a musician. I would expand the sound, expand each track. The only two tracks, it's hard to judge what you guys would have done with more, but expand it. There's bands that I can reference. I talk about My Chemical Romance, and even if you don't like them, like, you can tell I definitely love them, but I know some people would not care for some things. Or System of Down, again, you can use them too. The sound expanded, and I feel um like from a good comparison would be Three Cheers from Sweet Revenge to The Black Parade, which is something I'm gonna do soon. The sound from the second album expanded, and The Black Parade was even better. As much as I love those two albums, are really close, but the Black Parade was still the best and the most grandest, at least in most people's eyes. And if you guys go for that more grand and ambitious sound on top of this, I think then you could really start doing something. But this is a really good starting point. So I'm really excited to see what you guys go from this. I believe this is a two-man band. I believe so. I believe so. But I'm sure they have somebody else touring with them if they're playing live, which I assume. But thanks a lot. Leave a comment. I'm going to try to hopefully promote this video too, so that it gets more traction, because this isn't a big band. But awesome. Thank you for watching, and please support Sack Authority. Most importantly, this is a band that's going to go somewhere. I have a really strong feeling. Bye.